Ladies, let me ask you something. When did we start believing that we have to chase after love, that we have to beg for attention, that we have to prove our worth to someone who doesn't even recognize it? A woman of God doesn't chase men. She stands firm in her faith, her purpose, and her power. And because of that, the right man, the one truly meant for her, will see her, value her, and pursue her. And seeing her, we live in a world that tells women, if you don't go after what you want, you'll never get it. But hear me on this. There's a difference between chasing and attracting. When you chase, you're operating from lack, from fear, from desperation. But when you walk in confidence, faith, and self-worth, you naturally attract the right kind of energy. A woman of God knows her worth because she understands that her value is not determined by the opinions of others, societal pressures, or fleeting trends. Her identity is rooted in something much deeper, her relationship with God. She does not need external validation to feel whole because she already knows she is fearfully and wonderfully made. She recognizes that she is a daughter of the King, and that alone gives her infinite worth. When a woman truly grasps this, she carries herself differently. She walks with confidence, speaks with authority, and refuses to settle for anything less than what aligns with her purpose. A woman who knows her worth does not beg for attention or force relationships that are not meant for her. She understands that love, real love, does not require chasing, pleading, or compromising her values. She trusts that the right person will recognize her worth and pursue her with the respect and intentionality she deserves. If someone cannot see her value, she does not waste time trying to prove it. She simply continues to walk in her truth, knowing that the right man will step up when the time is right. This level of confidence comes from her unwavering faith, not from arrogance or a need to prove herself. Her worth is also reflected in the way she treats herself. She prioritizes self-care, personal growth, and spiritual development. She does not allow toxic relationships, negative environments, or self-doubt to dictate her life. She surrounds herself with people who uplift, encourage, and challenge her to be the best version of herself. She understands that she is not perfect, but she is always evolving, always striving to align herself with God's plan. Her self-worth is not contingent on a relationship, a job title, or material success. It is built on a foundation of faith, integrity, and self-respect. Because she knows her worth, she sets boundaries. She does not tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or inconsistency. She does not entertain relationships where she is treated as an afterthought. She understands that saying no to the wrong things makes space for the right things. She does not fear being alone because she knows she is never truly alone. God is always with her. She would rather wait for what is meant for her than settle for what is convenient. This kind of woman is a force. She radiates strength, grace, and wisdom. She inspires others not by demanding attention, but simply by being herself. She moves with purpose and refuses to let temporary setbacks shake her confidence. Even in moments of doubt, she reminds herself of who she is and who she belongs to. She does not need to chase love, because love that is genuine, healthy, and God-ordained will always find her. A woman of God walks in the assurance that she is enough, just as she is. She embraces her journey, trusts in divine timing, and knows that her worth is not up for debate. And because of that, she lives a life of peace, joy, and fulfillment, never needing to chase what is already hers. Divine alignment over desperation means choosing faith over fear, purpose over panic, and trust over control. It is about understanding that God's plan for your life is greater than anything you could force into existence. A woman who operates in divine alignment does not make decisions from a place of anxiety, insecurity, or scarcity. Instead, she moves with confidence, knowing that what is meant for her will not miss her. She does not settle for relationships, opportunities, or situations that do not align with her values just because she is afraid of being alone or missing out. She trusts that God is guiding her steps and that waiting for his best is always better than rushing into something premature. Desperation, on the other hand, leads to compromise. When a woman is desperate, she begins to lower her standards, overlook red flags, and accept less than she deserves. She might chase after a man who is not pursuing her, hold on to relationships that drain her, or settle for surface-level connections rather than waiting for something deeper. Desperation creates an illusion of urgency, making her believe that if she does not act now, she will lose her chance at love, happiness, or success. But what she does not realize is that forcing something that is not meant for her will only bring heartache in the long run. When a woman chooses divine alignment, she shifts her focus from chasing to attracting. She understands that when she aligns herself with God's purpose, the right people and opportunities will come into her life naturally. She no longer feels the need to prove her worth to someone who cannot see it, because she knows that the right man will recognize and cherish her without her having to convince him. She refuses to engage in toxic cycles of begging for love, attention, or commitment. Instead, she holds her head high and walks away from anything that does not serve her highest good. Divine alignment also requires patience and trust. It means resisting the temptation to rush into relationships or force connections out of fear of loneliness. It is understanding that being alone for a season is far better than being in the wrong relationship for a lifetime. A woman who trusts in divine timing knows that delays are not denials. They are simply redirections to something better. She does not view waiting as wasted time, but as preparation for what is to come. In the waiting, she works on herself, deepens her faith, and focuses on becoming the best version of herself. A queen does not run after a king because she understands her value, her position, and her purpose. She knows that she is not defined by whether or not she has a man by her side, but by the strength, wisdom, and grace she carries within her. A true queen does not chase, she attracts. She does not lower herself, beg for attention, or prove her worth to someone who cannot see it. Instead, she stands firm in her confidence, knowing that the right king will recognize her without hesitation. When a woman embodies the mindset of a queen, she refuses to settle for anything less than what she deserves. She understands that a real king, a man who is strong in character, vision, and faith, is not looking for a woman who is chasing him. He is looking for a woman who is already whole, already walking in her purpose, already exuding the energy of a queen. A queen does not chase because she is too busy building, growing, and evolving. She knows that love is not something that needs to be forced. It should flow naturally, with mutual effort and respect. A queen sets the standard for how she wants to be treated. She does not entertain inconsistency, disrespect, or half-hearted effort. She knows that the right man will step up without her having to ask. She does not make excuses for a man's lack of effort or settle for breadcrumbs of attention. If a man is interested, he will show it. If he values her, he will pursue her. If he is a true king, he will not expect her to lower herself to chase him. He will rise to meet her at her level. Many women have been conditioned to believe that they must prove themselves in order to be chosen. They are told to be more accommodating, more available, more patient, and more understanding, even when they are not receiving the same in return. But a queen knows better. She does not beg for a seat at a table where she is not respected. She does not waste her time trying to convince someone to love her. She understands that her presence alone is a gift, and the right man will cherish that without her having to chase him. A queen focuses on becoming the best version of herself. She pours into her passions, her dreams, and her spiritual growth. She surrounds herself with people who uplift and inspire her. She moves with purpose and refuses to let the fear of being alone push her into situations that do not align with her worth. She trusts that the right king, one who sees, values, and honors her, will recognize her when the time is right. She does not need to chase him because a true king is looking for a queen, not someone running after him. Instead, she stands tall, knowing that the love she desires will meet her exactly where she is without her having to lose herself in the process. Self-love and spiritual growth are the foundation of a fulfilled and purpose-driven life. A woman who prioritizes these two elements understands that true happiness and peace come from within, not from external validation. She does not seek love from others to fill a void because she has already learned to love herself. She does not look to relationships titles or material things to define her worth. Instead, she knows that her identity is rooted in something far greater, her relationship with God and the love she has cultivated within herself. When a woman practices self-love, she nurtures her mind, body, and soul. She treats herself with kindness, sets healthy boundaries, and refuses to tolerate anything that does not align with her self-respect. She does not allow toxic relationships or negative environments to drain her energy. She values her peace and protects it at all costs. This level of self-care is not selfish. It is necessary. A woman cannot pour into others if she is running on empty. By loving herself first, she positions herself to give and receive love in a way that is healthy, whole, and fulfilling. Spiritual growth goes hand in hand with self-love. When a woman prioritizes her spiritual development, she deepens her connection with God, gaining clarity, wisdom, and direction. She no longer makes decisions based on fear or desperation. She moves with faith, knowing that everything in her life is unfolding according to divine timing. She spends time in prayer, meditation, and reflection, allowing herself to be guided rather than forcing things to happen. This connection strengthens her self-worth because she understands that she is already enough just as she is. She does not need to strive for perfection or prove her value to anyone. She is already loved, already chosen, already whole. By focusing on spiritual growth, a woman also gains discernment. She no longer entertains relationships or situations that pull her away from her purpose. She recognizes when something is not meant for her and walks away with grace rather than clinging to something that does not serve her. She trusts that God's plans are far greater than anything she could create on her own, and she surrenders to that process. When self-love and spiritual growth come first, a woman is no longer driven by insecurity or the need for external validation. She does not chase love, beg for attention, or compromise her values for temporary happiness. She stands firm in her identity, knowing that the right people and opportunities will align with her naturally. She does not rush relationships because she understands that being alone is not a punishment. It is an opportunity to grow, heal, and prepare for what is to come. She chooses herself first, not out of arrogance, but out of wisdom. She knows that the love she desires from another person must first be cultivated within herself. Through self-love and spiritual growth, she becomes the best version of herself, and in doing so, she attracts everything that is truly meant for her. Faith over fear in relationships means choosing trust over anxiety, patience over desperation, and divine timing over personal control. A woman who walks by faith understands that love should not be rooted in fear, fear of being alone, fear of not being chosen, or fear of things not working out. Instead, she moves with confidence, knowing that what is meant for her will not pass her by. She does not make decisions based on insecurity or the need to hold on to something that is not aligned with God's plan. Instead, she trusts that the right relationship will unfold at the right time without her needing to force it. Fear in relationships often leads to settling. When a woman is afraid of being alone, she may tolerate behavior that she knows is not right for her. She may accept inconsistent effort, excuse disrespect, or stay in a situation that drains her simply because she does not want to start over. Fear convinces her that she must cling to what she has, even if it is hurting her, because she may not find something better. But faith tells her otherwise. Faith reminds her that she is worthy of love that is healthy, fulfilling, and God-ordained. Faith gives her the strength to walk away from what is not serving her, even if she does not know what is coming next. A woman who chooses faith over fear in relationships understands that true love does not require her to compromise her self-worth. She does not feel the need to chase, beg, or convince someone to choose her. She knows that a love that is meant for her will come with clarity, peace, and consistency. If a relationship is full of confusion, doubt, and anxiety, she recognizes that this is not what God intends for her. Instead of holding on to something that makes her question her worth, she releases it, trusting that something greater is ahead. Faith also allows a woman to be patient. She does not rush into relationships out of fear of being left behind. She understands that being single is not a curse, it is a season of preparation. She does not compare her journey to others or feel pressure to settle just because time is passing. She trusts that God's timing is perfect and that every delay is a setup for something better. She remains open to love, but does not force it. She waits for a partner who aligns with her values, her purpose, and her faith. When a woman operates from faith, she loves with an open heart, but she also guards her peace. She does not stay in relationships that bring her stress or uncertainty just because she is afraid of letting go. She understands that real love is built on trust, mutual effort, and divine alignment. She knows that fear has no place in a relationship that is truly meant for her. By choosing faith over fear, she creates space for the kind of love that is healthy, fulfilling, and lasting.